Hi there, my fellow builders and home enthusiasts. You're welcome back to the Housing and Construction channel, your go-to source for all things related to designing, maintaining and building your home. I am Bash, your host, and we have a crucial topic to discuss today once again, and that is dampness in homes. Now, dampness can wreak havoc, causing structural damage and health hazards. But worry not, because I have an esteemed guest joining us today. Please help me welcome Mr. Peter Avevo, who is a specialty contractor, and he's going to be our resource person for today. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us today. But before we dive right into the discussion, I just want to take some time to acknowledge our sponsor, who is the backbone of our show, providing us with the tools and resources we need to bring you the top-notch content of your desire every single week. Help me acknowledge Ahimfie Estate, a leading real estate developer dedicated to providing top-notch and sustainable homes. Not to forget, quality homes as well, with flexible payment plans. You can find them on all social media handles, Ahimfie Estate, or you can check them out on ahimfieestate.com. So we are going to go right into our discussion for today. Thank you very much once again for joining us, Mr. Avevo.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so on your site, we can see some work has already been undertaken and some things are ongoing. Can you tell us about what you are doing over here?
We are treating damp.
Okay.
That is rising damp. It's a serious problem.
Yeah.
That is the presence of unwanted moisture at the base of the building, which causes the surface to deteriorate. That is the plastering.
Okay.
So that is basically what we are doing.
Okay.
It involves a lot of process. We have to remove the saturated plastering, do some drilling, some injections, just to solve the damp issue permanently.
Okay.
So that is what
we see that this building is not completed.
Yes.
It's an ongoing project.
Yes.
So did they have to stop this midway because of the dampness?
Yes, because it kept coming in. And if you don't solve it, it is going to keep going up, and with time you have to spend more to get it sorted.
Okay, so what are some common causes of these dampness?
I would say basically is the type of soil that you are building in, and the type of builder that you have engaged to build for you, and the type of soil also has to do with if it has a lot of moisture and rainwater. Because before rainwater gets into the soil, it accumulates on the that is at the surface of the soil, before it seeps into the soil. So any porous structure that has not been treated, or let me say they've not applied any form of moisture technique to stop unwanted water from coming under the building. These are the things that causes the dampness from coming.
So what are some of these moisture techniques that are done?
If you are building in this in a type of soil like this, from you can see this is a typical waterlogged area, and this soil retains water. So if you want to build in this type of soil, some of the moisture techniques is to probably when you dig your trench, when you dig your trench, you cast your trench concrete. You have to waterproof the concrete, so that the trench will not, the concrete in the trench will not pick the moisture. And you also have to use moisture and salt resistant additives to do your mortar before you raise your foundation footing. Okay. And you use it, when you're done with the foundation footing, you have to excavate all the wet soil from the foundation. When you excavate the wet soil from the foundation, then use a bituminous product to coat the entire foundation, both the exterior and the interior walls of the foundation. Then you do your backfilling, which you have to use laterite to do your filling. Then you water, you compact. Then even your overside concrete, you have to make sure you waterproof it. Then from there, before you do your overside concrete, you have to use a DPM, that's a damp-proof membrane. And we have standards. I see a lot of people using this black poly rubbers they use that as their DPMs, but they are standard DPMs that we use for this type.
So it's not just any black.
No, not just any black rubber. They are standard DPMs that they use. They are standard thickness that you use to cover the whole foundation footing before you do your overside concrete. And even your overside concrete, you have to waterproof it. And the next layer, you have to use a DPC. DPC is a damp-proof course. That is what you're going to use to lay your blocks, so that you don't give even the least volume of water the chance come and mess your structure up for you.
Okay. Okay. So from what you said earlier, it means regardless of the type of building we are putting up,
yes,
we are supposed to make a moisture-resistant technique available.
Yes.
Okay.
For every building.
For every building.
Every building.
Okay.
Every building.
So what are some signs that, assuming I've put up my building, I didn't do my moisture technique. What are some signs that I can see to know that my building is getting damp? So I have to work on it and call a professional. Okay.
When some of the signs are, you see watermarks. You see watermarks rising.
Okay.
That is at the base of the building. Your plastering is going to pick up the moisture because there is no barrier there. Okay. It picks up the moisture, and whatever you put on top of it, that is, let's say, a painting, graffiato, or any finishing product that you put on it is going to be wearing off.
Do the finishes affect, the dampness?
Yes.
Okay.
The finishes affect it.
Okay.
So if you don't do it, you can paint your house for like even 100 times in a year. It's still going to wear off until you get it treated.
Okay.
But if it is treated, you are good to go. You wouldn't have any issues with this moisture problem.
Some clients also believe that the type of finish you use can help resolve the issue of dampness. Is that true? Say, assuming I use tiles or a stone-cladded wall, it can help resolve the issue.
That even worsens the situation.
That worsens it?
Yes, the tiles, the stones, the graffiato, and all those additions that they speak about.
Can you tell us more about that?
The thing is that the plastering is already saturated at the base. And when you put the stones on it, what you do is that you increase the air pressure, which pushes the moisture up. I hope you understand me. Yeah. So those things rather makes the situation worse. Let me give you an instance. This plastering we have done here was done about 3 months ago.
Okay.
So I'll use this one as a case study. And it has rained several times, and you can see that there is not even a single moisture in this plastering.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you don't apply the right moisture techniques when it comes to your construction, that is especially at the foundation footing level, you have serious damp issues.
Okay. So after we put up our structure and then we notice that the building is becoming damp. Now how do we correct it? Okay. Or how do you go about your corrections? What is done?
Okay, that is what we are doing here. Okay. So the process, we remove the plastering. You can see we use our rotary hammers to remove all the saturated plastering, and we drill holes at the lowest mortar bed. At a very short, it's a series of holes at a very short interval that we inject silane hydrophobic injection cream. Okay. What it does is that it forms a silane hydrophobic injection cream.
Okay, so that's the chemical.
That's the chemical.
Okay.
So what it does is that it forms a bed. It forms a membrane, at the area that you have done the injection. It moves, to join itself.
Okay.
It moves to join, so it creates a barrier. When you finish, you use a cementitious polymer to coat.
Oh, so the holes are drilled in a linear.
Yes, in a linear way, sort of way.
That's okay. So
yes, at very short interval.
Okay.
The maximum it can go is like 1 inch apiece.
Okay.
Across the whole length and breadth of the building. So when you are done and you do your injection, then you plug. After the plugging, then you use a cementitious polymer. What it does is that it closes all the porous pores, because some people use sandcrete blocks to even do their construction. That is sand block, and it's very porous, and it absorbs a lot of moisture. So the cementitious polymer, you use it to coat the base so that it will close all those pores and hairline cracks at the base of the building. And the next phase is we use a salt and moisture resistant additive that we combine with river sand cement. Then we use it to do the plastering, and it stops everything permanently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So, assuming I'm a client, and I see these signs, I see the dampness in my paint, but then I don't have enough money, and for some reason I can't afford a professional. What is the long-term effect of this problem?
It has serious effect, especially especially at the areas where there's a lot of salt. Okay. Because the blocks that forms the shell of the structure will be wearing off. So it can even cause a collapse if you're not careful.
Oh, it can cause the structure to collapse.
Yes.
Oh, so if they don't have the money, they have to go and borrow it and come and fix the problem.
Yes, you have to fix it.
Okay.
Or probably you vacate the place and you go and rent somewhere else. You know, instead of the building collapsing on you. Because it is going to eat the concrete, you know, and when all that eating is going on, it's going to make the structure weak.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, you mentioned that there are 3 chemicals that we use. You know,
yes.
The one we inject,
the one that we use to coat, and the one that we use to we mix with the mortar for the plastering.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, are there others, or these are the only ones?
No, basically that is these are the ones that solve the problem.
Okay.
You know, you drill, because the thing is that you can't. There are other methods.
Yeah.
Some people decide to cut the whole mortar bed off, and they put a DPC. It's a rubber, a damp-proof course. Okay. You know, then they use the mortar to patch it. Okay. But the thing is that if I'm not the one who built the structure, I don't know the strength of probably the reinforcement that they use, the foundation, and everything is not done well. And I go cutting somebody's building and it collapses. That is going to be, in the long effect, a major problem for me to deal with. So the best way is to drill. When you drill the mortar bed and you inject the chemicals into it, it is going to work the same way as when you cut and you put the DPC inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are also popular sayings regarding your fees, about your fees being expensive, or about the chemicals being expensive.
Yes.
How true is that?
It is true the chemicals are expensive. It's because we import them.
Okay.
You know, we don't do any chemical productions here to solve this problem. So because the chemicals are imported, the duties are expensive, you know, and the back and forth and all.
And that is the sure way to go.
That is the sure way to
go. Having these chemicals.
Yes, that is the sure way to go.
Okay.
So because of the duties and all that, you know, and we just take a little percentage of the cost of the chemicals and the materials we are using to work for you.
Would you also say that another probable cause of these problems are that clients don't engage the right professionals?
Exactly.
What do you think about that? Why do you think that is so?
They
are running away from the money you are charging.
Yes, this is what they do. They engage maybe about 3, 4, or 5 people to come and probably discuss the job with them. Okay. And the one with the least estimate is what they is who they engage to do the work for them. But instead of them, you know, trying to have a discussion with them, what are you bringing on board? You understand? Get a detailed discussion with what they are getting. You know, but usually what they look out for is the money. The moment the money is a little higher, you know, they will just cut you off. They wouldn't even like to deal with you. And I have been to sites that people have worked, you know, others have also worked, then I have to go in and go and solve the whole situation. So they shouldn't cut corners. They should engage professionals with good experience to help them solve this kind of problems.
Okay. Also, you mentioned something about the moisture techniques.
Yeah.
Can you take us through the process? You know, at what point in time of the building should we start enforcing that moisture technique? Because assuming someone has a very good soil.
Yes.
Soil structure, or you know, it's not as
swampy like
exactly, or waterlogged. Yes. At what point in time?
Just when you raise your foundation footing.
Okay.
When you raise your foundation footing, your soil shouldn't be it shouldn't be a swampy or let's say a waterlogged area before you consider doing this kind of techniques that I'm talking about. The reason being is that sometimes rainwater can also cause this problem. You can have a good soil, but when it rains and it accumulates at the base of the building, it takes time before it gets into the soil. So during that process of seeping into the soil, the building will also absorb it. That is if you don't have any barriers to stop this kind of problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's a sure reason why, as we look at this building now,
yes,
you know, it is having that problem and you have to come in.
Yeah, to solve it. Yes.
To fix it.
Yes.
Wow. Very, very, very informative. Very informative. So finally, what can you tell our clients out there? You know, some of them are going through this, some of them are yet to build. What are your final words to them?
They should engage professionals to work for them.
Okay.
You know, experienced professionals who knows how to solve this problem, to work for them. And to anybody who wants to build a new house, you know, they shouldn't cut corners. They should just go through the due process, hire an expert, to get these things solved for them.
Sorry, but before you go, how do we find the right professional? There's also another question coming.
Okay, the right professionals has to do with their expertise.
Okay.
Right, an expert who is experienced, and most of the jobs comes with referrals. You know, you can get somebody who is a professional, they are schooled and all that, but when they come to the field, they don't know what to even do.
Yeah.
They can't add 1 to 2.
Yeah.
You know, so what I advise is that you get somebody who is experienced. You understand? Every experienced person has a track record.
So they should get to see some works they have done.
Yes,
to prove
that is how you use. That is,
credibility.
you can't just look at somebody's certificate
Right.
and say that okay, the person is good, so the person can handle. Every work comes with experience, and you have to be on the field, go through the process, have the failures, that this thing, and you get things done.
That's fine.
You understand? Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vego.
You're welcome.
We are really glad to have you today. Your information has really helped us, and we know it will go a long way to help our cherished viewers out there.
Thank you.
So once again, we appreciate your presence.
You're welcome.
So thank you very much for joining us. Once again, a big thank you to our Hintie Estate, a leading real estate developer who is dedicated to providing top-notch and sustainable homes at flexible payments. So do make sure you check them out if you need that sustainable home of your dreams. Now, also don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. Follow our page on all social media platforms. That is the Housing and Construction channel. We love hearing from you. So do make sure you keep your comments coming because we are going to tailor our content to your need. I'm your host, Bash. Stay tuned and join us next time for more insightful discussions on this channel.